Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe, that is Ste and Howson, and today, Ste, I want to hear your top 5 Manchester United players for the 25-26 season. Your predictions on who will stand out for Manchester United. First of all, though, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited for the season to start. I think it feels as though momentum is moving in the right direction for the first time, certainly in 2 years. Because let's be honest, last year they'd just been interviewing other managers and then decided to keep Ten Hag. We all kind of knew that wasn't going to end well. This year it feels as though we've got a bit of forward momentum for a change. Would you agree?
I think the window's gone a lot better than any of us anticipated it going.
Yeah.
We need a new forward line. There's no way we're getting an entire new forward line. We've got a new forward line.
Yeah, we've never done that before. Me and Jay were literally looking back. The last time we signed 3 attackers just at all, I think it was the 72-73 season, and they weren't even all brought in to be starters. This is like literally our new front 3. It's incredible. Right, we're going to go through these 5 players that you think will be United's best players next season. Your predictions. People will hold you to these, of course, as always happens with predictions. So I want to hear your first player. These are in no particular order, by the way. Your first player that you think will be one of the best for United next season.
I've not picked Bruno.
Okay.
Because I feel like he will be one of United's 5 best players, but I feel like it's almost a waste of a point to talk about Bruno as being one of United's best players. So this, I'm caveating it by saying it's United's 5 best players that aren't Bruno.
I think that's fair. I think that's a good caveat because it goes without saying. So who's your first one?
Mbeumo.
Ooh. I mean, it's a bit of a fan favourite because he's just signed. Obviously, he brings things that we didn't have before.
Mad shiny head.
Very nice shiny head. But he's not just a shiny head.
It's the full beard as well.
Yeah.
Because if you look in the history of Manchester United, we've not had many full bearded players post George Best.
We've not had many at all, really. I'm trying to think of United players with a full beard.
So you went through the 80s where the full beard was geography teacher tackle and the tash was de Rigger.
The tash was, better.
The 90s we all went clean shaven because of Spice Girls and metrosexuality.
Yeah.
The 2000s, I don't know what happened. The 2010s, we lost Fergie. And we're just about going back round to full beard, full bush.
It might be the first full beard Manchester United player in recent memory.
I mean, you've got Mazraoui.
Yeah, he's got a beard. But it's slim pickings.
It's rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Other than the beard, what do you expect him to bring?
Maybe bald head, beard, win.
That's perfect.
Fan favourite.
But if you're
halfway to being George Best with that.
Yeah, you just need nice long hair now.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to bring that puts him up there?
So what I like about him is, so he had the highest expected assists in the league last year.
That's good.
That's not nothing. It's not nothing. Did you know he also scored 20 goals? Double threat. Nay, triple threat. Because he also had 93 ball recoveries, which is the highest of any forward in the league last year. This is a guy that works. He writes the theme tune, he sings the theme tune, he scores, he creates, and he gets the ball back. What more do you want on top of a full beard?
That is pretty sensational, isn't it? Do you think that is it not gone under the radar? Because obviously I know Newcastle were up for him. Tottenham supposedly chucked a bid in, but no one was really sure whether that ever happened. But are you surprised that more teams went after him? Because when you look at City looking at Rodrigo and getting rid of Savinho, and they've got a bit of a transition in terms of their attackers. I mean, Arsenal, I know they've got Saka there, but they've literally bought another winger this summer in Madueke. Are you surprised that more clubs didn't go for him in the way that United did?
A little bit.
Why do you think that is?
Don't know. How many teams have got 60 million to spend on forwards? I mean, I know Alanga went for near enough that. Obviously, he didn't want to go to Newcastle.
No, it's weird to me.
Very common theme this window.
It is a very common theme, isn't it? The reason people don't want to go there is because they can't spend because of PSR. Apparently,
even though they're throwing bids in,
that doesn't make any sense, though, does it?
It's just like his little bollocks.
I do love that though about Mbeumo. In terms of obviously winning the ball back, he's very good in sort of the opposition half. Do you think he offers enough defensively in our half when we're sat back a little bit more? Do you think he does the work there?
Not really something we've seen too much of, to be honest, to have an opinion on. I think he will be fine.
Yeah. He
seems pretty boring, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Which is not a bad thing.
No.
I think he's just someone that he's almost in that Paul Scholes vein of like, get up, go to work, train, go home, go bed, get up.
That's literally exactly what we need at the minute as well, when you look at the last 10 years that we've had. Right, who's your second player in your 5 predicted?
So I think Mbeumo, I think he'll score goals. I don't think he quite hits the numbers he got last year because I think that's going to be spread around all of them. If he does, brilliant, absolute dicks out. Might be player of the year if he does.
Yeah.
He also offers an in-behind threat. Like I just think it's an excellent signing for us. It's exactly what we need. Probably even more than Cunha, to be honest. I think Cunha's got the maverick factor, which can go either way sometimes, can't it? I think he'll be good, but I think the consistency will be in Mbeumo, which is why he was my first pick.
Yeah.
My second one is Kobbie Mainoo.
Very nice. And he needs it as well a little bit, doesn't he? Because there's just a little bit of, I don't know if it's public perception, manager's perception. He doesn't quite have that same sheen and glimmer that he had 12 months ago.
No, his first season, he came out with zero expectation and shocked us with just unbelievable performances. Now, I think he's not naturally suited to playing this system and this role. However, I think he will adapt, and I think the team will have a greater understanding of Ruben Amorim's tactics and system in about 6 or 8 weeks. They're going to have more on the pitch training time than they've ever had. And I think in 6 to 8 weeks, with the new signings embedded, I think the Arsenal game's a bit quick. But I think in 6 to 8 weeks, you will see a greater understanding. And I think intelligent footballers like Kobbie Mainoo will find a way to play football. And I think by the end of the season, people will be frothing at the mouth about how good Kobbie Mainoo has been this season. There was flashes of good and bad in pre-season. Some brilliant close control, that little Iniesta step. Lots of press-resistant moments where he's in mad tight spaces that he should lose the ball and doesn't lose the ball. He's improved his range. It's not quite David Beckham, but like I'm seeing him trying switches, which is a mad tool that you've got to have as a midfielder. I'm just seeing him try things that I appreciate, and I think he'll probably not end up being as good as Bruno, but I think he will have a season where you come out of it and go, he was good that year. Unless we sell him to bring Belaber in, and then in which case he won't.
That'd be a nightmare, that though, wouldn't it? I'd hate that. Obviously, you know, I don't think that will happen first of all, but if it did, that'd be really gutting that. Just in terms of Mainoo then, who do you see being his partner there? Or do you see him further forward? How do you see it actually kind of unfolding?
I think you're going to see quite a lot of, maybe not Anfield away, but I think, you know, certainly Burnley's at home. I think you'll see Mainoo and Bruno.
Really? Mainoo and Ugarte as well? We've seen that a little bit pre-season, or do you think the manager got scared?
Yeah, I think but I think it'll also be Bruno and Ugarte.
Yeah.
So I think the problem that we've got is you've got like 5 midfielders and none of them really make a natural fit. Bruno will play because it's Bruno, and guess what? He's playing.
Yeah.
He might even play higher up earlier in the window while you're still getting that match fitness into the likes of Sesko and Mbeumo, Cunha. But I think once you get settled, Bruno plays the 8 and somebody else plays the 6, and I think it'll be Kobbie Mainoo.
Who's your third pick?
Lenny Yoro.
Classic, isn't he? Already, it feels like he's been here for 5 years. I don't worry about him at all. He just steps on the pitch, you go, he'll be fine. Where else do we need to worry about? I don't think I've ever seen that in my life from a 19-year-old centre-back. I don't know if you've obviously a bit older than me. Can you ever think of a defender that, not necessarily was better than him, because I think Rio was, etc. Players have been better, but he's 19. He's literally a teenager, and you just don't even think about him being immature or make mistakes.
Rio was like 21, 22 when you started to go. I mean, Rio, I think he got his England cap at 18, maybe, something like that. He was good, but there was a rawness to him. That I think Lenny Yoro's almost got there's different strengths and weaknesses to him, but like, yeah, you're right. There's a level of maturity to his play which is nice, and he got rinsed last year, but didn't get rinsed in the same manner again, and that's the impressive thing, is that he learned. And you're allowed to make mistakes, just don't make it twice, or 3 times, or 4 times. Like make your mistake, learn from it. Okay, have we added that to the locker of things that we don't do anymore? Fantastic. So yeah, I think he's played quite a lot of football. His injury affected last season. He's had a strong pre-season. I think he was probably, you guys all thought Dorgu, didn't disagree, but I thought Lenny Yoro was the mention that I wanted to give out on performance across pre-season. And I think he'll carry that into the season. I think he's very naturally suited to playing wide centre half. He can play left side or right side. He can play in the middle. I think he'll end up in the middle of a back three once he gets older, probably in about 5 or 6 years' time when he's in his mid-20s.
That's mad, isn't it?
But for now, the attributes that he's got suit playing as a wide side centre half.
Do you expect him to keep improving season in, season out, or do you think it's more just a case of he's got all the tools, it's not making the mistake against Southampton, wasn't it? Where, too tight, getting turned by maybe a quicker player. Do you think it's iron out the mistakes, or do you actually think he could step on and push on and actually be even higher level in terms of his attributes and his strengths?
Well, yeah, when you look at what he's capable of doing, you think he can get stronger in the air.
Yeah.
He can... which is a lot of to do with reading and anticipation. He uses his pace quite a lot at the moment, which is what young defenders do. It takes a long time to read and to understand. The physicality can be levelled up 4 or 5 times. Like, United have got great strength and conditioning coaches. It is one of the things that you can say United do actually do well in. I think they'll get him strong. I think they'll put some size on him. As long as he doesn't put it on too quick and he puts it on so it's usable. I mean, Van Dijk's a fucking specimen, but he manages to maintain that speed and that quickness. Lenny Euro should be filling out in the same sort of manner, and I think he'll have the same sort of impact later on in his career as he gets to that sort of size. Fucking Van Dijk at 25, 26 was still picking up cones in the Dutch league or fucking Scottish league or whatever, wasn't he? So when was it he signed? He was 26 when he signed for Liverpool, wasn't he? So 24, 25, he was still getting turned inside out by Tony Marshall at Southampton. Yeah, there's a hell of a ceiling here for Lenny Euro.
It's amazing, isn't it? 19, like. Has that ever happened in our lifetime? A 19-year-old centre-back starting week in, week out for Man United? I can't think of one.
Wes Brown.
Yeah, but he was always
a full-back then,
and he was behind, other centre-backs when everyone was fit. It's mad, isn't it? Not that he didn't play a lot.
Johnny Evans was a bit older maybe when he was getting games.
Yeah. Who's your third pick?
Dorgu.
He was a pre-season favourite one. He looked like he's sort of come on a level. A lot of people, in terms of, if people were to criticise Dorgu, there were criticisms last season.
Fourth one.
Pardon?
My fourth one.
Oh, it was your fourth one, apologies. I looked at his final third play at times and I thought it looked a little bit raw and that he didn't necessarily back himself to be a real goal threat, and I think that's something that he could do with that in. Obviously he scored 1 goal in pre-season, got 1 assist. Doesn't mean he's messy in the final third, but there's signs there that he's keen to do those things, get in those areas. What did you see from him in pre-season, and why do you think he's going to push on next season?
It was that confidence with his flair, where I thought he's backing himself to come on the inside now. We saw him go down the outside quite a lot. It was almost kind of like no-look crosses, just smashing it into the sort of area, which isn't necessarily the wrong thing to do. Can't remember who I saw. I saw a coaching drill with someone, and they were referencing certain parts of the box. The penalty spot don't move. The far side corner of the 6-yard box don't move. We're going to try and put balls in between those 2 spots. It's your job on the far side to arrive there. If I put the ball there, you better arrive there. And it almost felt, last season in particular, Dorgu was going, I'm just going to fucking smash it into this area, and I'm going to keep doing that. It wasn't like people were getting on the end of it, really. And he was a bit predictable. The fact that he's added drop of the shoulder, come on the inside, that is helpful. Because the worst thing you can be on a football pitch is predictable. If everyone thinks you're going around the outside every single time, they're going to be there.
Like Anthony, cutting back.
If they think there's half a chance you can cut on the inside, that slows them down just enough for you to be able to... You don't need a lot of room to be able to make yourself a gap. So I think just adding that extra bit of flair, from a physical point of view, he's 15 out of 10. From a resilience and like a hardness point of view, I feel like there's a real athlete in there. You needed to add a little bit of polish to his game. And again, isn't he 20?
Yeah, I don't know if he's 21 yet, but yeah, he was signed when he was 20 in January. So
he's still a young lad. He's not got a ton of experience, but there's an athlete in there, and there's almost like an Antonio Valencia-ness to him. If he can add that little bit of... Because Tony Valencia had the most predictable thing that he was ever going to do. He's going to stand you up and go around the outside.
Yeah, and good then luck smash it across as hard as he can.
Good luck stopping it.
Yeah.
If he just watches videos of Antonio Valencia and goes, I could do that. Because guess what? He could do that. And then all he's got to do is get hold of Raheem Sterling by the throat and be a fan favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's your final pick then?
Benjamin Sesko.
Ooh, interesting. Because we've not really spoken about him too much. Because the last we spoke, you were slightly more keen on Watkins. I think we were all slightly more keen on Watkins, Premier League proven, etc., more goals. Why do you still think that he could be one of United's top 5 to watch?
I was never against the signing of him. I just had a preference for a Premier League signing. I think I always sort of said he was an improvement on Rasmus Højlund, but the bar was low. I think he's got that long range shot. I can just see a couple of them just ricocheting off the bar at the Stretford end and being very fan favourite. Yeah. If they end up being like big goals that he scored. He will allow us to play out under pressure because we can go long to someone that's a bit more reliable. He's 6'5". Yeah. We have been dominated at set plays for the longest time. It's one of the reasons why Casemiro just keeps getting picked. Because he's actually useful at set plays. You put any 6'5" player in somewhere, you're just better at set plays. It's as simple as that. So I think he could actually be a handful in both boxes, which is not a bad thing. I think he presses from the front very effectively. I think he offers a mad in behind threat because he's weirdly quick for 6'5".
He's very quick.
And I think just those long range shots, I think he ends up, I think we see a bit of a slingshotting happening. I think we go up to him and the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo run in on behind him. And I think that's just going to be a weird, difficult thing to deal with. And what I'm looking forward to the most is the inside runs. So you put that forward 3 up. Now it's a 5 in it with Ahmad and Dorgu. You put that 3, that middle 3 up. There's a good chance you're overloading any back 2. If one centre half comes and tries to challenge with Sesko, if we can have one of those angled inside runs, I really think him hitting a flick on from a goal kick could be like weirdly effective. And again, I think it's Mbeumo is the one that's going to be most effective at that because of his sort of acceleration and the way he runs. I think Cunha's a little bit more languid with it, maybe a bit more refined with the way he plays, whereas I think I can just see Mbeumo just being a bit of a rat almost, just getting onto something a bit scruffy, getting a touch, shit he's in behind the defence, 1v1, left foot, 1-0 up the fucking Reds. If we're doing that on a regular basis, it's a goal and an assist for for 2 of your new forwards. And I just think we've not had, and I think Joe, I still think his potential's up here. I think his actual ability is still on its way up there, and he might not reach his potential. But even his current ability is better than what we've seen recently. If he hits his potential is very, very strong. But I think there's a long way to go for his potential. I don't think he gets anywhere near it this season. Not his true full potential. Yeah. But even just getting him up to there could be very fruitful. I'll take 12 goals out of him.
League goals?
Now. Yeah. I'd be very happy with 12 goals because I think he will be judged on the number of goals he scores. I actually think his overall play is just going to make us a little bit harder to play against. Yeah,
I mean, you look at the season when under Solskjaer, when it was Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. I think the top scorer amongst them was 23, which is decent, but it's not. Jesus, look at it. But that front 3 was so dangerous all the time. I think we scored over 100 goals as a team that season in all competitions.
How nice would that be?
That's what I mean. Without anyone getting a 30 or a 38 goals, 20 assists, whatever Salah got last year, you can do that with more sort of moderate numbers, but everyone pulling their weight.
What if someone does? What if someone has like a 20-20 or a 25-20 or a 30-20?
I mean, who could that possibly be? Mbeumo or Bruno? Who could conceivably get 50
Bruno was
goals and assists next
one
season?
of each off from a 20-20 last season.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be Mbeumo's the closest one to do that, even though he was miles off on the assists. Mind you, across all comps, we've got like 20 games less potentially, haven't we? So
that's true.
I don't think we're getting a 30.
Although I think we've got an extra game in the Carabao Cup this year. Result, if we're going to win it. If we lose it, it's the same.
By the way, that'll be at home.
Yeah, probably. So almost always is.
The money's already come out of your account.
A couple of other questions to ask you then, because obviously you've got your 5, and I'm not trying to catch you out here by any means, but there's a few players that people might have had on their list that aren't on your list.
Luke Shaw.
No Cunha. No Ahmad. In particular, those two, I think, are real fan favourites. Why were they missing from your top 5?
I think Cunha being a bit of a maverick, it either is going to go one of two ways, obviously. It'll either be 1 week 10 out of 10, 1 week 5 out of 10.
Right.
I'd be surprised if he hits a level of consistency that I think the grittier sort of player that Mbeumo is. I think he ends up just delivering a little bit more. And the reason for no Ahmad, I think him and Mbeumo are going to be in each other's space quite a bit.
Right.
And I think he suffers.
Do you think it's just 100% that he's only playing wing back this summer?
No.
Or this season, sorry.
No. I think there'll be times when if Mbeumo's not... I think Mbeumo's the first choice.
Yeah.
But I think if Mbeumo's not available, not fully fit, Ahmad will play in the 10, the right side 10, and he'd be great, because he is great.
Yeah.
And you might go with Mazraoui or Delo. Depends on the opposition. And that's the thing is, like, people want to talk about your starting 11 with zero context.
Yeah.
There's always context to who you're playing, what form are we in. You know, you do have to have 16 to get an 11 out. 16 first choice players to get 11 out. And someone gets the nose bent out of joint every week.
Yeah.
Probably isn't going to be Bruno, but it might be everybody else.
Yeah. Other than maybe, anyone. Because Bruno's the only one who's always fit and always worth playing.
Like, could you see him dropping Delay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you see him dropping Yoro? He might be the only other sort of safe bet.
Yeah.
Aiden Heaven, he'll get dropped. Shaw, he'll get dropped. Martinez
Dorgu.
probably plays if he's fit. No,
Dorgu's
Dorgu,
pretty safe.
I think Dorgu gets dropped.
Really?
Yeah. I think he played Mazraoui some weeks. I think he played Delo some weeks. I don't think he plays every single game.
Yeah.
Casemiro, I loves benching him.
Yeah.
Mainu loves benching him. Ugarte loves benching him. Like, it could be Cunha, Yoro and Bruno, because there's not really many options for Cunha's spot unless Xerxes gets fit and he likes him in that role. Like, there's not many.
No. They've got to prove themselves. Right, thank you, Steve. Thank you for joining us at home. Get your thoughts in the comments as well. Who are your 5 players that you think will be the best for Manchester United next season? We'll see you in a bit.